On this episode, I'm coming to you from Newport Beach, Crystal Cove, California. What I want to talk to you about today is all of the content that we're creating and about sort of reinventing yourself quickly and having to adjust to circumstances and so on. So I think some of you know my life story where I was a prior hedge fund manager. I ran a $4 billion portfolio and I traveled the world conducting due diligence. I'm using some of those same skills as I visit coach builders and affiliates and trying to understand who's high quality and what their processes are and how they have operational strengths or weaknesses so that I know who we're working with, right? But more importantly, we've created a ton of content throughout this entire trip, and our entire business is shifting towards massive content creation, and that's a major change in attitude and in my life. In my prior life as a hedge fund manager, we were unable to advertise. We never talked about ourselves. We would refrain from putting anything in writing. We were constantly told, don't send that via email, send any critical communication on the telephone or in person. Not that we were doing anything illegal, but if you think about all of the things that brought down some of the major traders and hedge funds and so on, was all the thousands of pages of documents that were scoured and things that were perhaps taken out of context. And so I come from a mindset over the last decade where we were extremely cautious about what we said and how we said it and who we said it to and what was put in writing and so on and so forth. And it was really one of opacity, and again, I want to emphasize we were doing nothing illicit or illegal or even borderline, but we were always cautious about what we said and how we said it. And now I'm an entrepreneur, and I came with that mindset of, not saying certain things and not advertising, and it took me years, the first 5 or 6 years of my business career at Brilliant Transportation to sort of evolve into more social and sharing, and it's awkward and odd, but it's really part of what's going on right now, right? The zeitgeist is all about social and networking and being transparent and open and sharing and collaboration, all these things that are happening right now. And you can either ignore it or stand on the outside or say it's not for us or it's not my industry or I'm uncomfortable. You might be vain and say, I don't like the way I look on camera, I don't like the way I speak. Or you can say, this is it, take it or leave it. You like me, you don't like me, is my hair out of place? Who cares? Really, it doesn't really matter. And once you sort of get to that stage and you start experimenting with different avenues, like Facebook was something I started with, and then Twitter and LinkedIn. Now I'm on Snapchat, and I'm using Snapchat aggressively, and I absolutely love it. I think it's absolutely brilliant. If you're not on Snapchat, I encourage you to check it out. And so right now, just today, we filmed a ton of content. We were on Facebook Live. Now I'm filming Simply Brilliant here in this most gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous area. I mean, just before we started filming, there was a whale out there. I mean, this is like unbelievable beauty and serenity, and the people that live here are fabulously lucky. And so we're sharing some of this stuff with you, the viewers, but more importantly, it strikes me that, not only have I reinvented myself and my business and my income, and now I'm an entrepreneur and self-employed, and I get to, share in all the joys and the pains and so on, but I've also reinvented myself and my approach to sharing and transparency and being social. And now when I go to a cocktail party, I have college friends and roommates who say to me, hey Richard, I see you all the time. I see your videos, I see your emails, I see your blogs. It's fantastic. I don't know how you got to it. I'd love to learn from you. And what I would say is you have to first embrace the idea, the concept of it, and get comfortable with it, and realize that you may be embarrassed or that you may not look right. Get over all of that, and then realize that it's like the natural new way of communicating. Like my kids and their generation, they only know a world with Snapchat and sharing everything and silly faces, and in fact that's what they're snapping to one another, is like the silliest of faces. But that's like the new world, and people want to do business with people that they know and they like and share similar values. And all of the videos that we're doing today and going forward are all natural and transparent. It's not high gloss, it's not promotional, it's just sort of like behind the scenes, this is what we're doing and here's what's happening, and either you're drawn to it and you like it and you agree with it, or you're not, and that's cool too. Like, it's not about acceptance, it's about awareness and what we're up to, and hopefully we find like-minded people. So The one thing I would say is try and experiment with a bunch of different things, see what feels natural to you. For instance, I'm a good writer, but it takes me a lot of time to write, and I put a lot of time and thought into each word and grammar and proofreading. And then I'm also sort of a perfectionist, so then I hold on to a blog post and I reread it, and then I have dozens that I've actually never even posted, and that's just silly. However, speaking on camera or in front of people or in groups is something that comes very natural to me, and it's just very easy. So for me, I've got this setup going with the video camera. I use a GoPro, and I've got a microphone, as you can see here. In fact, I'm mic'd over here. I've got my boy Charles over there filming some B-roll, and being on camera for me is very natural. It's easy for me to share, and as a result of that, I've created the Simply Brilliant show. I think this is episode 20 or 21, and we're going to keep doing it. We're going to film from interesting, cool places that I travel to, and I hope you enjoy a behind-the-scenes look of what we're doing and what we're thinking and what we're talking about. But again, the main thing on this episode of Simply Brilliant is reinvent yourself, be open to new things, try different things, be willing to embarrass yourself, but always be trying and always be adapting and always, move to the future. And that's what we've done with this social video experiment, if you will. With that, please go ahead and subscribe. Share this with anybody that you think would be interested. Please get on Snapchat if you're not, and hit me up. I would love to have questions and interaction and dialogue. I really think it's the way of the future, so if you've never done it before, download the app and make me, Fertig R, your first friend, and snap me, I will snap you back. Thanks so very much. I hope you've enjoyed this show, and now I'm going to go enjoy a wonderful meal in this unbelievable place, and man, I wish you could be here with me. Thanks so very much. Have a wonderful day.